All right, everyone. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. And thank you for joining us for our second session of the first introductory webinar to the Quantum Hackathon. So let's get kicked off here. Why are we all here? Why are we together on this webinar? So at the Quantum Hackathon, what we've tried to do is invite the top minds from around the world to create the next wave of decentralized and open source applications. The idea being that together, we can change the face of digital content, entertainment, identification, and lots more through the blockchain economy. So throughout this hackathon experience, we want to make sure that you have every opportunity to engage with quantum and blockchain experts, experience the new features and the technology as they're released, and for anyone who enters the hackathon before the final deadline, a chance to win some amazing prizes, which we'll be talking about a little bit later in the webinar, but know that they equal about 500,000 in USD, including some prizes of travel to San Francisco and lots of opportunities to help your DApp grow. So definitely a fun one here. Big initial shout out to all of our hackathon partners. The person speaking, hi there, my name is Kristen. I'm from AngelHack. We're just one of the partners for this amazing event that's been put together with lots of support and mentorship from all of these partners that you see here. So what are we going to be talking about with this webinar? The introductory. We're going to be going over the challenge, talk a little bit about the rules. We'll go over what the hackathon schedule looks like. It's a virtual, so if you've done an in-person before, this one's probably going to look a little different. We're also going to go into the prizes because not only do we have some really great championship prizes, but there's a ton of opportunities to win and succeed along the way. We will also go over our current judges and the criteria that they'll be judging the final demonstrations on. We'll talk a little bit about what those finals demos look like, but know that there are a few more webinars along the way where we'll dive even deeper into the demos to make sure that you are all set to prepare and to pitch your idea at the end of the hackathon. And then really today what we're coming here to do is introduce you to the overall structure of the hackathon, but really give you a chance to talk to some quantum experts about the technology that's involved with the hackathon and give you a chance to ask any questions that you have leading up to this point. So if you have a question along the way, if you have a question right now, anytime one pops into your head, please feel free to use the Zoom chat as part of this. Just write your question right in there. And then at the very end, we're going to go through and we'll go through all of the questions in that chat group. So again, just drop them right in there. All right, so the challenge. What are we all coming together to look towards, to compete towards? So hackers at the Quantum Hackathon will be challenged to use Quantum's payment, smart contract, and or infrastructure development tools for quantum blockchain to create an impactful DApp that's needed in today's decentralized world. So the cool part for me, and I'm hoping for all of you who have participated in hackathons before, is that this challenge is all about what you're seeing as a need or a potential solution to a problem that either you're facing, a friend or family member is facing, that you're seeing is a real challenge in the community that you're in, because the sky's the limit with this one. So instead of kind of being pigeonholed in one way, you'll have all the tools you need to create whatever you're seeing is that need in the form of a DApp using quantum technology. A couple of rules to just really be looking at, taken into consideration at the very beginning here, is that teams of up to 5 participants are allowed. That is the maximum team size. We had a few questions earlier in this morning's webinar session about minimum team size. So minimum, you can definitely do it with 1. It is possible. However, we suggest that you have all of the skills needed. So if that's 1 person, if that's 2 or 3 people, you can have up to 5. So we suggest using Slack, using WeChat, just if you have the opportunity to find someone who might fit that UI, UX gap, front end, back end, maybe the entrepreneurial side, the pitching side, using those resources to take advantage of the team maximum limit there. And then all team members must have completed the participation agreement to compete, which is what you signed and agreed to when you registered for this event. But within that, just knowing that all winners will be subject to an identity check just for verification on your registration form at the end of the hackathon. prior to the release of any prizes. So with that, you may not begin your project until the competition officially began. This is really, really important for a virtual. At AngelHack, we call it fresh code, but it basically means that, we all hack together, we're all building ideas together as a community. So please don't come in and build on top of previous projects if you want any chance of winning, because it is a fresh code event. So you could have come in with an idea, with kind of a sketched out wireframe, but no coding. That all had to happen starting July 18th, and then we'll all have a hard code stop on September 16th when submissions are due. From there, winning teams will be subject to a code review at some point following the event or immediately before winning. This is just to ensure everything we're talking about with fresh code. But no, in terms of IP, you guys, your teams have full ownership of everything you build at these events, and you are free to do with it as you wish after the hackathon. Developers, designers, and entrepreneurs are required to confirm they agree with the contest terms and conditions, so that, again, is a participation agreement, but we'll also be looking for that when we do the submission and the project submissions. And then finally, we have an official Slack and WeChat groups up and running for the event. I know some of you came here from those portals, but if for any reason you haven't joined one, you'd like to join one, the great thing about those is it's kind of your first stop for immediate communication with anyone from the Hackathon team, from the Qtum team, to find other team members, or maybe just talk through your ideas, problems you're facing, help other people get through the same things. So if you need access to those, feel free to DM myself or send myself an email at Kristen, Kristen, @angelhack.com. All right, moving forward to the schedule. And I think that we've got actually a question already in the Zoom chat about the schedule. So clear date on when the hackathon officially began, that was July 18th. So July 18th was the hackathon launch and team development. We have it going through August 26th. But do know that that date, you do have until September 16th to work on your demos. That's really just when teams start to transform their ideas over to more of the production stage of how you're going to present your demo and submit your project. So the official hackathon launch, again, is July 18th. First webinar happening today, so that's August 2nd, August 3rd, and a couple of time zones there. We're just talking about the challenge, getting started with Qtum. And in between the 3 webinars that we have until demos are due, we do have open office hours. We want you to get the mentorship out of this, talk to the Qtum team, talk to the AngelHack team if you have any questions about what the pitches look like, how to get ahead with your business plans. So if you're looking for those, the best way to access them is going to be through Slack. It is going to be through WeChat. So again, try and join those groups if you can. But as always, you can definitely email us on the team as well, and we'll help set that up with your team. So our next webinar will be on August 14th. We're going to talk through specific challenges in terms of ideas and kind of dive even deeper into the tech. That's where you can come. And what we suggest coming is with either technical things that you run into or new things that you want to test out, maybe different ideas that you're looking to kind of further your idea or even pivot your idea, and we'll walk through those. And then on September 6th, that is going to be our final webinar. That one will be all about solutions, submissions, and final tech talk. So walking through any final problems you might have, but really looking at what is the demo going to look like, how do we help you submit, and make sure that you can show off what you've been working hard on in the best way possible. Finally, we have demos due on September 16th, so we'll talk about that submission process in just a little bit, but know and kind of have that date on your calendar with the big red circle around it, because that is when your projects will be due. And then judging is going to take place between September 17th to the 21st, with winners announced shortly after that, and then, of course, our fun SF trip later in October. Speaking of fun trips and fun things, we have our hackathon prizes. And these prizes, if you've been to hackathon, you know they're pretty massive. They're really fun. The coolest part to me is that it's not, 4 winning teams here, but you might have noticed that there's 1 first place winning team, but actually 2 second place winning teams, 3 third place winning teams, and 4 fourth place winning teams. So there's a lot of chances to walk away a grand prize winner here. For that first place, you're looking at $150,000 worth of Qtum tokens. Second place teams are both looking at $75,000. Third place, all 3 teams at 30,000, and fourth place, all 4 teams at 10,000 USD equivalent of quantum tokens. Plus, all of these teams will receive travel stipend and lodging in San Francisco. All right, moving forward, we have our milestone prizes. So again, as we mentioned, there's multiple ways to win at this quantum virtual hackathon. We're not just looking at the kind of prize final submissions at the end, but we've got ways to win every week leading up to it. So the first one is probably the most formal one. It's going to be the top regional business plan. So this is going to be awarded to one team in each of 6 global regions. Those regions are North America, Latin America, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Asia Pacific, and South Asia. And submissions for the regional business plans will open on August 29th and be judged by an internal quantum judging panel. So we'll definitely talk a little bit more about this as the hackathon goes. We'll send everyone a lean model idea. We'll send everyone suggestions on how to build a business model in different ways. You know, we definitely want to leave the creativity up to you. But this one will be a one-time submission about 2 weeks before the actual demo, and it'll just contain all the information on what the problem you solved, the solution you built around it, what your market strategy looked like, everything you'll kind of be talking about in that further demonstration. And then following that, we also have weekly ways to win prizes. So the first one here is Top Community of the Week. If you are in a meetup group or a Facebook group or a WeChat channel or anywhere where you are in a community, talking in that community, you know the moderators, you maybe are a moderator or an admin, this is a really great one for you to compete in. So for each week, we'll be choosing one winning community to walk away with $2,500 worth of quantum tokens. And this will be based on the highest number of referral registrations that these communities submit. So during the registration process, you might have remembered one of the questions asked, you know, where did you hear from about this hackathon from? That's where you'll tell your communities or potentially where you might have written your community in for. And the one team and community that collects the most registrations from there each week will walk away with that prize. Next, we have Top Update of the Week. So during each of the following weeks of the hackathon, one team will be selected to receive Top Update of the Week. And this is going to be based on a report given by an individual team member at the end of each week and will be judged by an internal quantum judging panel. We're going to send that link around right after this webinar. It's a type form. It's really simple. There's about 4 or 5 questions just talking about, you know, what's your team name? What are the biggest things you worked on this week? What are the biggest roadblocks that you ran into and were able to overcome? And then from there, again, each week we'll be picking one team to walk away with $1,000 worth of quantum tokens. And finally, Social Star of the Week. So one account, one social media account will be selected as our Social Star of the Week for $500 worth of quantum tokens. And this will be based on both the amount and quality of social posts that teams or an individual create using the event hashtag. The event hashtag is #QuantumHackathon. And for this one, know that teams can only win this prize once during the duration of the hackathon. And really important for this, spam entries will not be counted. So if it's, you know, kind of just tweet after tweet after tweet with just the hashtag, those ones won't go into the counting posts. But it's a combination of amount and quality. Moving forward, we have our awesome and esteemed quantum judging panel. So this is our introductory judging panel. We've also got a couple more that are going to be announced along the way. But just know that you're looking at founders, you're looking at managing directors of accelerator programs, of CTOs, so people from a technical background, from a business background, from an acceleration background. And when you're starting to create your projects, keeping that in mind, that there are going to be kind of all of these different facets looking at your presentation. And what are they going to be basing their judging criteria on? So the final judging score is going to be out of 25 points, and that 25 points gets broken down into 5 different sections, each section weighted evenly at 5 points. So that first one, simplicity. Is the application simple to use, and can the team explain it clearly in 3 sentences or less? We had a couple questions about this section earlier today on the first webinar. So diving into simplicity a little bit, it's really about knowing that if your project is tuned towards consumers or enterprise or government, whoever your market audience is, are they able to clearly adopt what you're working on? Can other people understand the problem and the solution that you built out? Is it, clear from your demo, I understand that this is essentially, the problem that you were trying to fix, and I understand why you went about it this way. So it's not that you need simple technology, because that's definitely not the current frame of blockchain, but it's really that your overall idea and solution that you've created for your market audience is quick and easy to understand and to put into the picture of why you built it. So the next one here is creativity. So creativity for 5 points. How creative was the team in developing an innovative solution for the challenge? Are you seeing a lot of competition in the certain market that you're going after? Do you have a creative, unique selling point? Third one here is impact. So did the cream create an application that can have a real and valuable impact, especially on the market audience that you're going after? Fourth one is design. So was the UI, UX intuitive and appealing? Does it make sense the way that a user would be moving through your application? And last but definitely not least is quantum usage. So was the technology applied in an innovative and functional manner? Did your application work? And finally, on my side, hackathon submission. So we've got a whole webinar dedicated to this one in just a few weeks, but know that hackathon submissions will be done through Unoodle. Unoodle's a really easy to use and easy to run platform. So what we'll be doing is sharing the link with all of you. It'll have kind of clear areas of where you'll submit, either if you're going after the first round, which is the business plan, talking about exactly what's in your business plan, who's on your team, and then of course what we'll all be going after, the final product and prototype demonstration. We'll also be using Unoodle for that. So the link is going to be released in mid-August. But if you have any questions about the submission process, the demo process, just a quick overview of the demonstration, it will need to be a video format of you actually walking through your prototype, showing a use case of it. So very little slides on that one. If anything, we want to see you, we want to see your team, and most importantly, we want to understand what you've spent all this time working to build. So if there's any questions about that or that you have kind of personally, please drop them in the Zoom chat or feel free to DM me on Slack in the upcoming weeks. All right, and with that, I will pull up our group here. And do we have the quantum team on the line? I believe right there. Yi, can we hear you?
Hello, everybody. Yeah.
Great. Okay, we can hear you, and I'm going to make you a co-host right now so that you can share your screen.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Yi from Quantum team. Yeah. Today I'll show you guys how to build a app on Qtum, and you can regard this as a quick start. Yes. First, because I'm in charge of the Qtum X project, so I will use the Qtum X client to start this. Okay, first of all, we will start a node of Qtum X. As you can see, we have a web that you can build your own.
So really quickly, I'm not sure your screen is sharing. Did you click the green share screen button on the bottom?
Okay, agree. I see agree button. Where is it? Let me have a look. Is it okay?
Great, yes, now we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you can see here is the web of Qtum X. You can start your own blockchain here. Yeah, here are several blockchains. Yeah, I will choose one, the chain named X to start this. First, you need to start a node like this. Yeah, you can command line just put in this command like this to start your own blockchain. More information you can refer to the document here. So when the node is started, you can just see here is the interface, the Qt wallet here. you can just click the debug window here and get the minor list. Yeah, you can see the minor for the chain X is the address is like this. You can set the minor of the POA consensus. Okay. Then the chain begins to run, and the new blocks will be mined. Yeah, you can see here. Here is the new blocks mined just now. Okay, the first step we've finished to start a node. Then what you need to do next is to write a contract. Here we show you a demo. I'll show you a demo. Yeah, it's a very simple Solidity contract, the same as Ethereum. You can see the version of Solidity, the name of the contract here, and it's just a set and a get function, two functions here, to set the this num to the input I, and then you can call this get num function to get the num of this num. Now this contract is very simple. We can do the next step. Just deploy the contract. Yeah, when you use Ethereum, you always deploy the contract with maybe Remix, maybe Truffle, the Truffle framework. Yeah, but in Qtum we have another tool named Solar. I'll show you how to do it. Yeah, here is the Solar. We can just type Solar deploy and the contract name, the file of the contract file name of the contract, and then the node, the name for the RPC, the password for RPC, and this is IP and port. You can just like this. Okay, sorry, I just remove the contract I deployed just now, and a new one. Okay, you can see the contract is now on deploying, and in the Qt wallet you can see I've just send a contract send message to the blockchain. You will just wait a minute, 0 minutes. You can see, okay, the contract has deployed to this address. Yeah, okay. Then we can just interact with the contract. Yeah. First, I'll show you how to interact with the contract in the Qt wallet. Yeah, you can just here type, click the Smart Contracts tab and switch to the Send to tab. Okay. Then we can see a file named solar.deployment.json here is created. Here is the information about the contract we just deployed. You can see the API, the deployed, the address, the sender. Okay, all the information is shown here. Okay, then we just copy the address, the contract address, and paste it to the Qt wallet, as well as the API here. Yeah, just paste it. Then we can make send to the contract several monies to set the num. For example, we can set the num to 5. Okay, just send the contract. Yeah, wait 3 seconds. Okay, then we can see the contract send transaction has been sent. You can see it is mined after 1 block. Okay, just wait a minute. Yeah, I think it's okay now. Then we can just call the contract. We also paste the API here and the address of the contract here. Yeah, then we call the getNum function. Yeah, you can see the 5 we just said, the number 5 we just said is returned. Okay, this is how we interact with the contract by using the Qtum core wallet. Next, I'll show you how to interact with the contract by using a JS lib, which named Qtum.js. Yeah, we can first create. Everyone uses Node.js knows that we first create a package, and we set Qtum.js we should install. Then at this directory, we just type npm install. Okay, then the lib Qtum.js is installed. After this, we just set up index.js file like this. The first line is requires lib Qtum.js lib. The second one is just require the JSON file. Here is the JSON file created for the newly deployed contract. Here is the node address, RPC name, password, the IP port here. This contract is just the solidity file here. Yeah, we can just interact with the contract by contract.call. It's just like Web3 in Ethereum. You can see when we call this getNum function, then we just print the data out. Okay, then this file can be run like this. Just know the index.js. Yeah, you can see the number 5 is printed in the screen, and here is the other information about the core function. Okay, so that's all. I think with this just a quick start, you can know how to build a DApp in Qtum. I'll see if there is any question about it. Okay, I'm over. Is there any question?
Great, thank you. We have a couple of questions here in the chat, so I'll just read them out right now, that you can end your screen share.
Okay.
And we have, can QuantumX projects be used in a hackathon? So Natalie, I know you answered yes on that one. And I think
yes. Yes, of course.
Is the x86 code base going to be ready to build on during the time frame, or should they build on an existing mainnet?
I think Qtum X is fully compatible with Qtum mainnet, but now they are separated. In the future, we will build a cross-chain protocol for transfer information from the mainnet to the Qtum X net. But now they are separated.
Okay, and we had 2 other questions come in. So we have, is this on testnet? And then how to interact with front ends? Is there something like Web3.js?
Yeah, I just show you Qtum.js. It's the same as Web3.js. You can use the Qtum.js instead. And Qtum X is not a testnet. You can build your own chain using the web interface through QuantumX.net. Maybe you can just go to this site and see information about it. You can just you can use this website to build your own chain. Okay, that's all.
So that's all the questions I believe that we got from the tech side. But if anyone has a question that they've thought of right now that they've come with, now is a time to ask them. We'll be taking questions for the next few minutes. And a few of the other slides that are included in this deck is a overall tech overview, kind of what's coming up next for Qtum. And then we also have some developer resources. So this deck will be shared in the Slack channel if you're in there, and then we'll also try and send it out through a few of the other hackathon channels that we're on. But in the meantime, feel free to drop your questions in the chat and we'll get to them right now. So is there a running Telegram, Discord, etc. for the hackathon? For this event, we are on Slack and we are on WeChat. So those are the 2 kind of community hubs for this program. If you need to be added, please let us know. You can send me a DM here, and we also have a link for you to join. And then two questions that just came in. So is it an obligation for winning teams to attend the in-person hackathon in San Francisco to claim their prize? That is a great question. Right now, I do believe that those are when prizes will be distributed, but travel is never forced or required. It is seen as kind of a prize, especially if you are kind of traveling from around the world. So for that one, it wouldn't be kind of a forced thing, and you would still be able to win. And then what are some details about incubation support for dApps after the hackathon? There we go. I think we've got a couple of video things just fixing on the right. But in terms of incubation support, so we're going to have mentorship, quantum tech, everyone kind of from the AngelHack team in terms of business support during the duration of the hackathon. And then afterwards, we want to make sure that winning ideas are moving forward as well. So we have kind of that event upcoming in San Francisco. And then from there, there'll definitely be more opportunities for kind of support, especially to move these steps forward in the marketplace.
Hi, Kristen. This is Natalie, Beauty Director of Qtum. To add up to the answer to the question about the incubation, we actually will soon announce a collaboration with an incubator in San Francisco called Qtum Labs, and all the winning teams will be accessible to submit their BPs to apply for the incubation. And on top of that, we will also release a virtual incubating program, which is to have the winning teams send over their 3-month development roadmap. And if they have meet their goals of the monthly roadmap, we will give them incentive and tech support mentorship along the way. Yep.
Great, thanks, Natalie. So it sounds like lots of options after the hackathon to kind of keep moving forward with these ideas. We have a new message come in saying, is there a GitHub or code example to look at? And so Qtum, I'll pass that one over to you.
This where okay. GitHub or code example. Of course, we have book.qtum.site. I'll type it. book.qtum.site. Yeah, here is the site for example. And this will be based on highest number of submitted.
And so I think that one's for us. So believe that you're going back to our milestone prizes here and talking about the top community of the week. So for this one, it's for anyone who's in a meetup group, in a Facebook group, in a WeChat channel. So this one's going out to the top community there who brings in the most amount of new team members, new people participating in the hackathon from those communities. So those are just referral registrations. When someone registers, they have the option to say that where the group that they're coming from is, and there the mods and the admins will be awarded the community prize. All right, if a dev team wants to develop learning resources for the Qtum project, what's the best way to get in touch? So that would be Natalie. And Natalie is in this group, but she's also on Slack. And Natalie, I believe you're in the WeChat as well, correct?
Yes, they can also send me emails. My email address is natalie@qtum.org. So I'll share it in our in the group message as well. And we will highly recommend, we will highly welcome whoever developers would develop like education tutorial or tools or plugins. Those are also in the category of our challenge.
Great, thanks, Natalie. All right, so last minute for any final questions that we have tonight. Going once, going twice. All right, so for anyone who does think of a question, maybe right after this, tomorrow, with the upcoming weeks, please feel free to drop that in Slack, to either DM myself or Natalie. We're also in the WeChat group there. I see that someone is asking for the link to join Slack, so let me grab that for you real quick. But until then, thank you for joining us. Excited to have you as part of this event. There's a lot going on, as we mentioned, lots of opportunities to win, to challenge yourself with quantum technology and with the overall DApp challenge. So if you want to, again, get in touch, please do so on Slack, on WeChat, or through email. And with that, I am grabbing the invite link right now. All right, there we go. So I'll leave that up for a moment, but that is the end of the webinar. So thank you again, everyone, for joining. Have a good evening or a good morning wherever you are in the world, and excited to see what you create.